In this video, we'll be creating the Imperial Star Destroyer from Star Wars. In case you don't know how it looks like this. So, let's do this. The first step is to bring out a pyramid. So, this yellow thing over here. Once we place that, we turn this angle 90 degrees. Then, we turn this angle by 45. So, around there. Then we do these exact measurements. So we make the length as 116, the width, and then the width as 58, and then the height as 15. Then let's work on the top part. Let's make this gray first as the original color, and then we can add a box. Then we bring out a pyramid, so this green thing here, and then we check the height of the box, so it's 20, right? So let's take it from here and bring the roof up till 20, right there. And then we can use a line, really simple, of this thing here, and just press these buttons so it goes in the exact middle. Then all we need to do is group, and now we've got this shape. We can change it to gray, and we just bring it out there. Then we just move it down, give it some shape. So if we want it to be in the middle, we can align it later. First, let's give the exact size. So we need to make this a bit big. So we don't want it to touch the ground, so which it is right now. So let's just make it higher. Yeah, and we've got this shape. So the next step is to, once you've done this, you can just duplicate, move it forward just a little bit, then bring it down, and just make it a bit smaller than the other one. Just bring it a bit more outwards, so like this. Yeah, and then you can bring it also from the back. And then we also needed to do in over here and here. So let's do this. This part, let's duplicate again. This part, we just select it, duplicate, we turn this here. We can make it longer. Then we move it in. We don't want it to be popping out, so let's just make it smaller and shorter. Yeah, so I think like this. Yeah, so now let's align. So we press align and then click here. Yeah, and now we have got this part of the top. The next step is to do something similar to this, but it's going to be on top. So let's do this, and then we duplicate, we bring it up, in, not that much in, but a little bit, make it thinner. Then we bring out a box. Once we've done that, we bring it about here, move it down, move around the places there. Yep, and then because it's already touching the ground, let's just bring it from down here, bring it up. Yeah, it's going out of the place, so we don't want that. We bring this a bit more down. Yeah, and we have got the top part. Now let's work on the things on the very top. So first, let's make this gray, and let's work on the top part. So let's bring in another box, make it 10 by 10. 10 10. Make the height of 10. This is just a bit too big right now, so we'll change it later. So let's just put in the correct place. And about here, let's make it a bit smaller. Yeah, and the height smaller. So now let's align it again. So then it's this, and make this gray. Wrong button. Good. So now let's work on the things above this box. So let's bring in a polygon. Okay. Then we want to turn this by 90 degrees. So 90. And we make this a bit longer. Like that. We make it shorter here. And what we do is bring it high and attach it on the top. So this is a bit too big, so we can just decrease everything, place it there, and we've got this part done. So we change the color here, and there is one more box to put. So let's take this. This box doesn't really matter. Duplicate, bring it higher. You can increase the height, the length. Bring it higher, down, and higher. So now we can align, yeah, and make this black. So let's check if it has gone to the other side. So it hasn't, so this is perfect. And now there's a little small details on the top, so on top of this polygon, so let's work on that. So first, let's bring in a cylinder, make the sides 64, and let's bring in this, a half sphere. Once we've done that, we just bring it till the height we want. So the height is 20, so let's bring this to 20. Now once we've done that, we need to align, so it's in the middle. And now we can group. So we want it to be a size of this, so let's do that. So let's first make this gray, smaller, maybe 7 by 7, 7 by 7, and this would be the height of 10. Then we bring it higher, about there. We can make it a bit thinner because sometimes it gets a bit too big. So we can make this 5, 5, 5. Now all we need to do is make this shorter and duplicate and move it to the other side. So we can make this 1 for now, and then we can just move it a bit quicker. So when we think it's correct, we do this. So whenever we align, it doesn't stay in the middle. So let's select these two shapes that we've just made, and we can group. Yeah, and now we can align. So we press this, do that, and now it's all in the middle. So now we finished the top parts. Now let's go on small details. So at the back, we want the thrusters to be here. So we can see that it's under the work plane. So let's select all of this and move it till it's 0. Now we take this box, we turn this 45 degrees, we bring it down. Let's bring this to 0. We place it about here. We take it in, make it a hole. We want to make sure it's not that far in, so just make it really small, not very thick. we can bring it higher. So it's in the middle. So we bring it there and here. Yeah. So now we do the same thing. We do a line. And a line. Yeah. So now we could just select both of these and we can the hole and this shape, and we can group. Yeah, and now we've got a space to put our thrusters. So let's bring in a tube and make the sides 64 as usual. Turn this by 90 degrees. Once you've done that, you can make this smaller. So this can be around 6 by 6. Let's bring this higher. This is a bit too long, so we can put it about here and bring it higher. So this is one of the thrusters. So let's put it there. We duplicate, we add more, and then from here we duplicate. And when you think it's about the same place, you put it there. And there are 2 other small thrusters in between. So let's do that. We duplicate, we move it here. It's like 3 by 3. 3 by 3. We just bring it to the right area, so we can use 0.1. Yeah, and then we can duplicate. We select this, we duplicate, we bring it higher. Yeah, and then we do the same thing. We can just duplicate this, move it to the same area. So let's change this back to 1 and move it quicker. So then we just duplicate and we move it downwards. Yeah, and now we've got some nice thrusters. So let's make these all black. Last one. And once we've done that, we need to do one final detail on this ship. Final few details. So first, let's bring in a roof. Then we turn this by 90 and we make this by 10. We bring this up to 0 and make it really long. So about the same length of the ship. So let's do that. The length of the ship is 116. So let's do the same. Let's make it just a bit longer. About here. Then we turn this minus 14 degrees. So if you put the exact measurements, then you'll get the perfect measurements from here. So it's perfectly 14 degrees. We can bring that higher. We wanted to make it really thick, so it goes really much inside. So let's change this back to 0.1. Move this. In the bottom is it the same? And let's move it a bit more. Yeah, more inwards. We want it to be really thick. So then we duplicate this shape. We use mirror. So this, or you can press M. If you do that, you turn this and change this to 1. Then you move it all the way until it's the same look. So about here, once you think it looks equal from both sides, then all we need to do is take these 3 shapes and group. Once you've done that, you've got your layers of the Imperial Star Destroyer. So this is the end of it. We have officially finished our Star Destroyer. Thank you for watching.